Good afternoon. Thank you all for being here. I'm really excited to tell you about some of my research. So I'm going to start by telling you how I got here today. I don't mean here in some cosmic or abstract sense. I mean how I got here, to this spot in this auditorium. I parked about a half mile away from the Hill Center, and I walked. Oh, you guys aren't impressed by that. Well, what if I told you that over the course of that half mile, I had to walk uphill, I had to walk downhill, I had to walk with and through crowds of people, I had to avoid obstacles like uneven sidewalks, I had to rapidly accelerate and decelerate to cross streets because drivers in Birmingham have a hard time understanding that pedestrians have the right-of-way in crosswalks. Right? I had to climb 3 flights of stairs when I got here, only to remember that I had to enter through the second floor, thus requiring me to descend 1 flight of stairs. Oh, still no standing ovation. So why is this? It's because we often think of walking as this really simple task, when in fact walking is incredibly complex. It requires the integration of multiple biological systems, including but not limited to the vestibular system of the inner ear, the visual system, the cardiorespiratory system, and the musculoskeletal system. Now each of these systems on their own are really complex. Take your musculoskeletal system. In your 2 legs alone, you have over 100 muscles. And while you walk, these muscles must generate forces of precisely the right magnitude at precisely the right time in order to successfully move your body through space. Now, adding to this internal complexity is the external complexity that the environment often imposes on us, things like hills and the need to change speeds. So how is it that humans do this? Well, as it turns out, we are incredibly good at adopting task-appropriate gait strategies. That is, as we approach a hill or change speeds, we change the internal strategy that we use. We call this ability to adopt these appropriate strategies motor flexibility. And my research at UAB is trying to probe this motor flexibility phenomenon. We're using state-of-the-art technology like motion capture and treadmills capable of measuring precisely how much force individuals apply to the ground while they walk. We use these technologies to quantify and characterize the internal strategies that individuals adopt while we change the environment by changing the speed or slope of the treadmill. All right, so we're not just doing this in healthy young adults. Perhaps more importantly, we're doing this in individuals or populations that have gait impairments, like older adults and individuals with Parkinson's disease. Some of my preliminary work has shown that individuals with Parkinson's disease, for example, have a lack of motor flexibility. So what does this mean? This means that as these individuals approach hills or stairs, they either have to avoid these tasks or they have to suffer. So they might be at a higher risk of falling, for example. All right. So we're hoping to identify what limits motor flexibility in these individuals so that we can ultimately design interventions that can target those limiting factors. And we believe that this would improve motor flexibility, which could improve overall community ambulation and quality of life. Thank you very much.